and the brick pie. And these three are from Xingbao, and I want to talk about it. So grab a drink of your liking, take a seat by the fire, and enjoy. These three are the 1119 from Xingbao, the small steamed bun shop. That's the 1121, the small book printing factory. And that's the 1122, the small 3-in-1 building, bank, theatre and bar. This one's got 384 pieces and has a list price of 13 euros. This one's got 284 pieces, 87 pieces, a list price of 10 euros. And this one's got 535 pieces and a list price of 17 euros. I bought them over Bluebrixx, and I was lucky enough to grab them in the spring cleaning sale. So that reduced the price to about 10 euros for all three of them. Even with the list price, we're talking about 3 point something cent per piece, so the value is still great. Even though we're talking about really small pieces, but I'm going to talk about that in a bit. The value is still great, but if you're lucky enough to grab them in a sale, we're talking about less than 1 cent per piece, so that's unbeatable. And yeah, I want to talk about these three tiny sets. There are actually 4. If you've paid attention to the numbering, there's the 1120. But that one was sold out when I bought the other 3 and I didn't want to wait. So I just bought these 3. Let's start with the 1190, the small steamed bun shop. Not factory, shop. That's the factory. And first of all, let's have a look. By the way, that is a print. That's not a sticker. Same with this. That is also a print. Overall, this set, totally fine. You can even see what it's supposed to be, even though it's really tiny. I probably would have misguessed it for a bakery, but on this scale, bakery, bun shop, it's okay. You do have the kitchen here. I hope you can see it. You do have the tiny tables where you can sit and eat your buns. And you even have the upper layer with these cowbells that separate the balcony from the inside room. And from the back there are a couple more tables. The roof tiles are totally fine. The only thing that's a little bit weird, I hope you can see it, these are all a bit not that flat, and that one edge is really clean and flat and shiny, and these are a bit more rough. So that's the one point of critique, if you want to name it like that, that I've got. The rest of that, I mean, for that price, there's not really much to say. If the camera wants to focus. Focus! Yeah. I'd say it's a flower card. Maybe it's like raw materials for the buns or whatever. I don't know. I would have called it a flower card. Maybe these are flowery buns. I don't know. Oh, right. Also, the box. Front side. back. There you can see all 4 sets, so the back side is basically the same for them, apart from the interior view for that one set. These boxes are the most overkill you can imagine. Not only because of the pure size of them, they also come with an entire inner layer. This is something I'd like to see for more valuable sets, for larger sets, because it really makes the box more sturdy. You get less bends and cracks in it because it easily survives the transport. But for these, that is a massive overkill of a box. So yeah, that's the small steamed bunch up. The next one is the 1121, the small book printing factory. Let's actually start with the box here. Same box design, obviously. Backside, small interior views and the outside view. That is the front view. Again, print, print, print. I mean, there are €100 sets from other brands who've got less prints in them. No name calling, Lego. I like the flowers, or the plants, not flowers. Flowers are on the card. Somebody already picked them. And the back side, some light in there. Got the writing table down there. There's the whatever it is. There's a lot of decoration on them, despite the tiny size. There's already one piece missing. I don't know where I dropped that. So on that corner, there's supposed to be the same 1x1 combination like on the other 3 corners. The one thing that's interesting is the book printing factory has a different color for the roof tiles. That's light blue, that clearly isn't. But these are light blue again. It's not a miscoloring of these parts. It is simply a different color. Why they did it, I don't know. Maybe there is a reason and I just don't know it. But it's a different color. But yeah, that's this set. Also totally fine, and also with a little bit of fantasy recognizable as a book printing factory or printing store, whatever, something like that. And let's get to the last one. Again, the box. Without these, there's a lot more space on my desk. Goose. Print. front entrance, again with these cowbells. I think it's the cowbells. I actually don't know if it is or if it's something special, but I think it's the cowbells. And the back side. Now you tell me, where's the bank and where's the theater? The bar with a lot of fantasy, yeah, maybe that one. With a bowl in the middle or anything like that. With a lot of fantasy, there's a counter down here that could be the bank. But no way is that a theater. Theater means there's either a stage with people performing, or at least a screen. There's no screen, there's no stage. I'm sorry, but that's no theater. That's just a table for people to sit at and to eat. And if you say like, yeah, okay, that's the bar, that's still no theater. Sorry, Xingbao, but I don't see it. And there's the tiny card that comes with it. Focus, please. Art quality is absolutely fine with all three of them. Nothing to argue about. The building techniques, I mean, it is a miniature scale in the end. So, yes, of course, things are compact. One thing we need to talk about is this. 6+. If you give those sets to a 6-year-old, the only thing you're gonna be seeing is how far he or she can throw that. Don't do it. There are so many things where you need to hold the roof tiles to push on top because you're building them without any kind of support to whatever is below. You can see it here. These are 2 roof tiles. I think it's a 2x3 or like 3 wide and 4 wide. Yeah, 2x3 and 3x3 and 3x4. And when you build them, they are only supported on those red poles. Nowhere else. I want to see a 6-year-old try that. I think some adults will have issues. That's basically the biggest issue with these sets. For adults, they're almost too small because you can't really get the fingers into support to mess around with that. And most kids won't have the patience for these sets. And the fact that there's no theatre in here. Apart from that, I really like them. I might be a little bit biased because I only paid 10 euros for everything you see on the table here. but they are cute. They're all on 10 by 10 plates, so a 4 by 10 and a 6 by 10 plate. And this one too. As I said before, part quality absolutely fine, nothing to argue about. If you like the Chinatown idea, or if you want to have some miniature sets and maybe you don't have enough space for huge sets and you just want to spend 1-2 hours building something, tiny buildings, these might be a good idea to grab. And also if you just want to have some small pieces, mostly 1x1 pieces for your collection, and you need to or want to salvage them, totally fine. The value is great, especially if you grab them in a sale. And that's it. It does feel like there's about 80% 1x1 pieces in here, so there's a lot of tiny stuff, which probably is not for everybody's liking, but of course for the scale, how else you want to do that? So I understand that. You could argue about the size and if that's a smart scale for a building and all that stuff, but in the end that's what they went for. It's not bad, they did good, it's okay. The only thing I would not do is to actually give it to a 6-year-old as they suggest on the packaging, because no, that's not going to end well for anybody. But yes, that's all there is to say. So all that's left is to say bye. I'm the Brickheaz.